And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It's about 5:39. It's about 6:24 a.m. Never mind. And I'm going to jump right into it with some Bitcoin price action. And first things up, call it a macro Monday, call it a mega Monday, call it a new week with new opportunities. And yep, I imagine quite a few people are sleeping in as it is the Monday after the Super Bowl, people nursing those hangovers. I certainly wasn't. I was up at 3 a.m. this morning. Anyways, what did I want to bring up today? We're going to talk about the dollar, Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, and doggy coin. As what do you know here? Who's this? Who's that guy? More like, who's that guy? That's the real concern there, right? So, in the complex world of Bitcoin and macroeconomics, we are here to give you a bird's eye view from the macro level down to the micro level. We're going to marry the two together and let them have a little baby and give you the best education we can every single day. I hope you enjoy the video. Elon Musk and Rupert Murdoch sitting at the same table eating their hot dogs. And, well, you know, I like Elon, but I've heard some not so good things about Mr. Murdoch, the guy who owns Fox News. And what do I got to say about this? I bet you they were talking about doggy coin. I bet you anybody that sits down with Elon Musk is asking him about doggy coin. Where is the doggy going? And what is the doggy going to be used for? So we'll take a look at a little doggy coin and then some of those macro reversal conditions that we've been talking about. And yes, this is the big rumor. The big rumor. The weekly death cross has occurred on most people's charts, but I use the 55, the green 55, not the 50. So if that was a 50, you would see these two lines cross and a death cross at that, a perfect one. You want to see a test and then a spit back out. And that suggests that, you know, if we get some bad economic data, and that's what I would say is this week is going to be packed with economic data. We've got the CPI report coming out tomorrow, hourly earnings, manufacturing data, housing starts, initial jobless claims, and then PPI on Thursday. And just to remind you, the December CPI report said inflation was at 6.5%. January retail sales in December were down 1.1%. And PPI, the producer price index, was up 6.2% in December. So a lot of economic data coming out this week, and this would be in line with our daily, that we've been talking about, daily volatility momentum signature. What are we talking about? When volatility gets extremely low and then expands above 20 percentile, that initiates the 20% move, which typically is begat of low volatility on the daily time frame. And then you'd expect the price to go in the direction of the stochastics, which will remain down as long as Bitcoin is below 22,391 today. We did say, hey, probably going to get a little bounce and a retest. Did not get as high as I thought, but I was thinking 22.3. We got up to 22.1, it looks like. Breakdown retest, and I'm willing to bet here any kind of a daily closure below there likely gets us the next move to the green 55, in fact. So below now, line in the sand coming in at 21,471. So any kind of a daily closure on spot price below there very likely gets us the next move down to about 20,610. And yeah, as long as the momentum remains to the downside, well, you'd expect more downside on the daily time frame. Now, that does not mean all things for the weekly is... Here's also what I would say. The weekly volatility expansion play, which is typically about 50%, 40 to 50%. From the low to the high, 56%, not bad. And what is the mean reversion play? Well, as soon as this moving average starts to curl back around, you'd expect the price to go opposite of the last move. So where do those opposite moves typically take you down to? Well, you could say anywhere around the 618 coming in at 19,300. I personally don't think we are ready to shatter down to the bottom of Doggy Town for Bitcoin. In fact, higher low target sitting right here between 18.3 and 19.1. We've had this target in there. We've been live streaming about it. We've been talking about it. And I would suspect that is where the next major higher low takes place. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just giving you my thoughts on magic internet money on the internet. Okay. So if we know Bitcoin's going to come down, we know some of the altcoins are going to have some damage as well. So I think that's all I had to say for Bitcoin on the daily, the weekly, and also I'll point out on the monthly, if we do come back down to that green box, it's just a monthly backfill down to this wick at 18.4. So, and then I will throw this on the this guy, this is the hash ribbons indicator alongside the MACD. And basically what this says, you know, the blue buy signal, this circle, right? It's only had 2 times where it's failed, where Bitcoin essentially has taken out that low. So once you get this blue buy signal, typically you don't take out the prior low, which is this guy right here at 16.3. Again, this is TA. It's not an exact science. It's more of an art form, right? And it does look like we have a little bit more down to go to that 9 exponential. That's 20,500. And we'll be moving up on the next tick. Additionally, what else? Yeah, so you can see it didn't work out too well here, right? Well, where is the prior low? I guess the prior low is right here. Once we get the... No. There we go. Blue buy signal's right here. Blue buy signal flashed, I guess right here. So did we take out the prior low? I don't know. I'll let you guys judge it for yourselves. But essentially this signal has only failed us 2 times in Bitcoin's history. So pretty good hit rate for the history of Bitcoin, the blue buy signal. Want to check out, mention some of the macro things, macro themes that we've been talking about. Where's my BLX? BLX. Is it at the bottom? Is it? Oh, there it is. So macro themes here. Histogram is, well, we at the 3-month cross down. The monthly is potentially on its way to crossing back up. That would be a great. And we got a monthly blue buy signal, which another thing in confluence there. The 2-week blue buy signal as well. Histogram's getting green, and we're getting the cross up from a very, very low region, the lowest region we've ever seen. And that's why, again, I think we are more likely on the terms of a bounce than not. So that being said, you know, inflation just keeps going down. And if we get that inflation report tomorrow, which will come in at 5:30 Pacific time, CPI, whatever that is, inflation year over year, core inflation, CPI. Well, I guess that is the one that everybody's worried about. The inflation rate year over year. So the expectation is 6.2. Powell keeps saying inflation's going down to 2%, and it's going to happen quick, a lot quicker than they were suspecting. So if this, has a big miss and we come in instead of 6.2, it comes in at 6 or 5.5 or something crazy like that, I'd expect the market to rocket alongside the dollar coming down. Vice versa, if this comes in hotter than expected, anywhere above 6.2, or I would say above 6.5 is going to be bad for Bitcoin, bullish for the dollar, and I'd expect a lot of volatility going into that event, 5:30 tomorrow. And usually what happens, if you look at the last report, is going into the meeting, you see kind of the opposite direction of the ultimate trend, essentially. So, if you see the dollar rallying going into the meeting and then drops off a cliff, that's probably... Excuse me, a little bit tired already this morning. Sun is just cracking up behind me. It is 6:30 a.m., so it looks like the stock market just opened up. Why don't we take a peek? NASDAQ, 56, still looks like it wants to pop up a little bit. Dow Jones, same thing. Let's put on the primary chart so I can get a little bit more... Weekly Stokes are down here. So again, we're going to have a big break to the upside of the downside here soon for Mr. Dow Jones. The S&P, same thing. So we did kind of break the falling channel on all these major assets. Right, just barely getting above it on the S&P. So that's it for the stock market. And the dollar, the weekly, again, confirming that hidden bullish divergence where the price is making higher lows, RSI is making lower lows. We are getting a still declining volatility. Stokes are crossed up. And, yep, I'm looking for the dollar to pop up at least to that yellow 21. If we take this area out at 105, I'm going to extend that into the green box of peace and prosperity or death and despair. And what I mean by that is, look, right now the dollar is correlating extremely well with stocks, meaning it has an inverse relationship with stocks and Bitcoin. However, that has not always been the case in the past. Shout out to Mr. Crown for pointing this out back here. But if you look, dollar rallies to the moon here, June 2014, right? June 2014. Well, let's see what Bitcoin did there. We have to go back a little bit further on our indices. What happened to Bitcoin June 2014? Oh, so here is December, January, February, March, June. Oh, it did come down fairly. Okay, how about this? How about we duplicate our chart here so we don't have to try to go back and forth. And we want to look at the weekly time frame. But essentially what I'm saying is I don't care if it didn't correlate in the past. It's good to know that it doesn't always correlate. But until that trend changes, I'm going to remain with that bias of dollar up, risk assets down, and vice versa when the dollar goes up and... when the trend changes, then we can evaluate from there. So dollar rallies, okay, from 2011 to 2012. We know what Bitcoin did then, right? 2011 to 2012. Well, this chart doesn't even have it either. I have to move this up to the top of my chart. Too many coins, too many coins. Okay, there she is. So, oldest price history on Bitcoin, yeah, 2011 to 2012. Yeah, so this is up, pretty much up only from here, right? Boom, 2011. Oh, that it did come down again. So maybe not so much, but there is periods. I know there is. I saw it. When they don't always correlate perfectly, you know, as the dollar goes up, doesn't mean Bitcoin has to get shafted 100% of the time, right? So again, until proven otherwise, here's what I would say about gold is gold just got kicked out of the bullish control zone and is losing the exponential, and crossing down volatility is now declining. And so you would expect a mean reversion bounce. I'm looking for gold to tag anywhere in this green box. So let me just draw out this little peace and prosperity box. And this does line up with the dollar bounce, right? So top, indecision. Basically, if we take out this wick right here at 1852, then yes, dollar likely takes a slide down minimum to the green, to the yellow 21. And so there, boom. I'm looking for a higher low somewhere there. And to be fair, let's take a look at the Fibonacci retracement tool. And I'm willing to bet that's somewhere around the 0.5, not even. So let's say it goes down a little bit more. Target on gold, I'd put it somewhere right here. And even more more likely than not, probably somewhere around here. So 0.5 to the 618. That's where I'd be looking for gold to tag. So let's just put those targets in there. Why not, right? So we have something to go back on and look back on for Mr. Gold. Mr. Gold and silver. That's where the bull traps and the bear traps like to come in. And let's do the same thing for silver now. That we're almost losing this area. You know, it depends on where you draw the line, right? Here, here, here. Where do you draw it? So let's use the 618 and the 0.5 because that's essentially where those bull traps can come in, or the bear traps. So again, taking our box out, peace and prosperity, death and despair. Above here good, below here bad. So I am looking for silver to pull back somewhere between $20.50 to $21.22, and maybe as far as that 1950 range, but I don't think that's quite ready yet. Gold, silver, and Ethereum we said we'd cover. I'm looking at Cardano out of the corner of my eye. Cardano. And maybe we'll take a look at that as well. But starting to see on the daily, volatility increase, Stokes down. I'd expect some continuation. This one to come down to this area. And again, let's just use these Fibonacci retracement tools to our advantage here. And draw them out like spout. Right? And begin to make some, you know, decisions. Maybe it's better to use the weekly time frame. And you know, Ethereum's going to be a little more volatile than Bitcoin, right? So bigger swings to the upside, bigger swings to the downside. I'm just going to move this in here. And yep, I do like that for a target for a higher low, somewhere around this region. Confirming this as a local high, you will have the bearish divergence coming back from this point right here. Two drive variety, 1, 2. And that should bring you to the 0.5 of the 618, which is coming in right here between 1393 to 1331. Okay, getting all of our targets in here for Ethereum's. Now, here's another one interesting on Matic again. And why not look at GRT? So anywhere, GRT, anywhere below this wick, 1265. Looks like a blow off top to me. But that's a move down to 11 cents right there. Matic. Now here's what I like for the setup on this one, as we did take out this wick right here, and I would expect to move down to at least probably 110 over the next week. And invalidation would be with a daily closure back above this prior high at 131. I don't know if that's any help. And yellow 21 coming in there. Yeah, and that can, you know, easily get extended to the downside somewhere around $1. Okay, that's it for Matic. And how did our other targets? So again, we called this one out, targeting move down to the 9, and that was, I believe, the second target would have been the 21. However, this is not the weekly time frame. Yeah, first target here. I'm just going to move this target up for NMR a little bit higher. Sia Mamma Mia coin already hit its first target. Let's move the second target down and erase some of these other nonsensical lines here. Follow up here. Boom, boom. Okay, I think that's it for today, guys. Yeah, this one's getting close. BDP, ooh, BDP. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Hope you have a blessed and highly favored day. Hope you tune back in for some more fun here on Bitcoin Advisors channel. Take care.